The PS4 has amazing games on it. It's been out for a really long time, and I want to talk about my top 5 favorite PS4 games. Sit back and relax. This is going to be a chill one. So a funny story is I actually won a PS4 Slim during COVID from my work. It had a raffle that everybody that showed up that day was entered in, and I actually won it. So I really started playing the PS4 more in like 2020, 2021 a lot because there was a lot of sales on the eShop and there was a lot of games that I hadn't really messed with and thought that I could give it a chance. So I want to start with Days Gone. This actually is the runner-up. It's not on the top 5 list, but I wanted to put it somewhere because I played it really recently and I really enjoyed this game. I thought it was well designed and fun. The PS4 Slim had trouble running it with the hordes and the massive amount of enemies, but for the most part it was pretty smooth and the gunplay was fun and engaging. The scrounging for weapons and ammunition was, rewarding, and it felt like you're kind of in a survival horror game. I really enjoyed the motorcycle customization and I did a full video on it, so if you want to check that out, go ahead. But yeah, Days Gone, I had to talk about it even though it's not technically on this list. So the first game on this list officially is The Last of Us Remastered. I played this game for the first time in 2020 and I had a blast playing it. I thought the story was phenomenal. I thought the pacing of the game was interesting and a new take for me at the time on storytelling and video game immersiveness. It just felt like I was participating in a movie, and at that time I wasn't feeling overwhelmed with that type of genre. And it was zombies, and at that time I hadn't played very many zombie games, which is really funny because it seemed to be oversaturated in the market. But Last of Us Remastered is a masterpiece, and it's a wonderful game on the PS4. So the next game on the list is Uncharted: A Thief's End. That's the 4th game in the series, and I played it in 2019 on the PS4 Pro, and it was one of my first party PS4 video games that I played, and it was a blast. The traversal, the epic set pieces, the story, and the way that they set up the character and his development throughout the game was fun, engaging, and remarkable, and I remember it to this day, and I'm so glad that I played it on the PS4, and I'm glad that we have an opportunity to play it still to this day. So the next game on this list is God of War 2018. The reboot of the series. I played this game in 2019 on the PS4 Pro, and this game blew my mind. I know it's a little bit redundant now and it's a little bit overdone with that over the shoulder camera angle and certain aspects of the game that are becoming tropes and they're becoming overused, but like this specific game is the only game on the PS4 that I've platinumed. I went back and played it again in 2021, and that's when I got the platinum on it, and the gameplay is so nice and it's relatively simplified. After playing Ragnarok, I really realized that this is the definitive version of God of War for me. The 2018, the story, the Kratos design, and the way that he is, portrayed and developed as a character throughout the story. So yeah, God of War 2018 on the PS4. This is definitely on the list. So next on the list is Marvel's Spider-Man. This game was perfect for me when it came out. It was something that I really needed, really loved, and felt like they could have never done better than what they did. And then they added in things in Miles Morales, like doing tricks and making it, more technology based, and it kind of took it one step further, and then with Spider-Man 2 it was just like over the top crazy, and I really enjoyed that game. But actually on the PS4, this Spider-Man game was not replicated. The feeling that I had, the emotions that I was attached to, the story with Doc Ock, this game hit me a certain way that Spider-Man 2 and Miles Morales could not do. The gameplay and the combat and the traversal were amazing, and they still are amazing to this day. I don't know why they changed the characters' faces and things like that, but you know, going back playing this game, I still really enjoy it. I know there isn't like the ability to do tricks and stuff, but on the PS4 at the time, Spider-Man, Marvel's Spider-Man, it was amazing, and it still is. Alright, so next up is Bloodborne. This game is the last game on the list, and it is an amazing video game. It is something that the graphical style, the locations, the ambiance, and the energy of this game is just so unique and so fun and so repetitive in the way that it can get you sunk into this world and sunk into the gameplay loop and get lost in the story, which is kind of funny. You know, stories in FromSoft games are kind of difficult to understand unless you do a lot of research or you pay a lot of attention to it, but like it just flows and it just makes me really appreciate this game. And I'm grateful that I played it on the PS4, and it is definitely on the top 5 of PS4 games for me. So this was just a list that I created, that of my own, you know, subjective perceptions and nostalgia and love for the things and the games that I played during the PS4 life cycle. And I joined in a little bit later. I had like a 4-year hiatus where I didn't play modern video games at the time. So me going and playing these video games really got me back into modern video games and appreciating the things that stood out and the things that became iconic for that generation. It's just a treat to be able to look back and say, I played these games, and then now in the future, it's like, yeah, some of these things in 2024, they seem, you know, like they've been repeated so many times, and everything is derivative of these games. But at the same time, these, you know, were original for that time period, and they were beautiful, and I really appreciate them. And I love the PS4 Slim, the PS4 Pro. I love both of those, and I will probably continue playing them into the future and just have it hooked up. It's really small, it's super easy, it's got the disc drive, can play Blu-ray, like it's awesome. And I love the PS4, and I loved that generation. So thanks for tuning in. Please hit that subscribe button if you stuck around to the end. I'm sure you'll like my content. If not, leave a comment how I can improve. But